Am I the asshole for refusing to cover my tattoos for my boyfriend's family dinner? I, 21 female, am a girl who has several tattoos, some big and quite visible. My boyfriend, 26 male, met me like that, and I hadn't had any problem with it. He invited me to go to dinner with his family, and I accepted, but he casually mentioned, maybe you could wear something with sleeves, just so we don't start any drama. I asked what he meant, and he said his grandparents are very old school, and might not react well to my tattoos. He said he didn't want the night to be awkward. I told him I wasn't going to hide part of myself to make his family more comfortable. He said it's not about hiding, it's about respect. I told him respect goes both ways, and I shouldn't have to pretend to be someone I'm not. He got upset and said I was overreacting, and making it a bigger deal than it is. I told him that I would go to the dinner, but that I wouldn't cover my tattoos. But then he asked me to please not attend, that if I was only going to be difficult, it would be better not to be there. That really rubbed me the wrong way and made me feel confused, because I think maybe I did behave badly, and I shouldn't have reacted so vehemently against the idea. I don't want to cause drama with his family, but I have had a hard time feeling comfortable in my skin, and learning to deal with the stigma people have towards me, because of my tattoos. And I don't want to go back and hide again. Plus I don't think I would be honest with his family either if I show myself as I am not. So,
am I the asshole for cancelling our date because she was 15 minutes late? I connected with someone on a dating app, and after a while of texting, we agreed to a restaurant date as our first time meeting in real life. To clarify, in my profile I have listed people not being on time as my biggest red flag. In our chat I talked about how punctuality is a really important virtue to me. And when we planned the date I specifically told her to text me should something come up or if there are any delays. Come the time and day of the date and she isn't there, I wait and check my phone and she hadn't texted me anything. She finally arrives 15 minutes late. She greets me but doesn't even apologize for being late. I ask her why she was late. She shrugs and says that taking ready just took longer than expected. I ask her if before she drove here she already knew she wouldn't make it in time. She says yes. I ask her why she didn't text me. She said she didn't because she was only a little late, and started looking visibly annoyed. At that point I excused myself, said our values don't align and left her there. She proceeded to shout after me and blew up my phone before I unmatched her when I got home. I just have absolutely zero tolerance for not being on time without good reason, especially when you don't even communicate it properly or aren't even sorry about it. And I know my standards are harsh, but I feel like I was very open about it and gave plenty of warnings. So,
would I be the asshole if I didn't give my coworker a custom baby gift? I have a side hobby making custom baby chalkboards, the kind where you fill in monthly information about height, weight, hash of teeth, things they love, milestones, favorites, etc. I have given one away as a gift to a coworker last fall for her first baby. And I've got another coworker who is due with her first child in about 2 months. Coworker, Grace, knows about the baby boards, has commented on their cuteness, and also knew about the gifted one I made for our coworker. I kindly asked her a few months ago if she would like me to make a custom one as a gift for her child due early this summer, and she said yes. Today I found out that Grace recently had a baby shower that coworkers were invited to. I didn't get an invite. This was talked about in public at the workplace today. At lunch, multiple women were talking about a baby name guessing game they had played with her, and I jokingly said, "Oh, was there a name guessing sheet that I missed out on?" not knowing about the shower. A few of the ladies kinda looked away and didn't say anything, but Grace said nonchalantly, "Oh, it wasn't something everyone was invited to, and I didn't think you'd want to come." I kinda laughed and brushed it off, but inside I was a bit hurt as I have a pretty good working relationship with her, and definitely would have attended if I was invited available. I'm now unsure if I should make her a custom baby board when I wasn't invited to the shower. I've brought it up with my husband, and he thinks I shouldn't make one unless she expressly asks me about it again. So,
I outed my closeted uncle after he shamed me for being gay at a family dinner. I 25 male came out to my family at 20, most were cool, but my uncle Dave 45 male has always been weird about it, constantly making comments like, "You don't have to act so gay," or "When I was younger, men kept that to themselves." I shrug it off until last week. At a family dinner, Dave started going off about how pride parades are just perverts wanting attention and how real men don't flaunt it. When I called him homophobic, he smirked and said, "Your generation's obsessed with labels. Why can't you just be normal?" Here's where I might have been the asshole. I'd suspected Dave wasn't straight for years. He's always been oddly fixated on my dating life, and once I even spotted him on Grindr I recognized his torso tattoo in a very NSFW pic. I never said anything until now. I snapped, "That's rich coming from a guy who's on Grindr every weekend. How's that working out for you?" Silence. Then my aunt gasped she had no idea. Dave went pale, knocked over his wine glass, and left. Later, my mom texted me, "You humiliated him. Was that necessary?" Some family members are on my side, but others say outing him crossed a line, even if he's an asshole. I'm torn. He's been nasty to me for years, but I know how dangerous it is to out someone. So,
would I be the asshole for telling my boyfriend's parents I'm not his babysitter? I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend Josh, 29 male, for 2 years. We live together as well. Recently, his parents have started asking me to get him to do things. Make sure Josh to go to the dentist for his cracked tooth. Or, make sure Josh updates his passport. Or, make sure Josh changes his pet food for his cat. we don't like the brand, or make sure Josh does his taxes. You may need to sit with him and help. The most recent has been convincing Josh to get a new job in an entirely unrelated field, because Josh's parents don't feel like he makes enough money. Josh makes 7 okay. I make 1 okay, so we are doing fine. Typically, I respond with some variation of, I'm fully capable, Josh can figure it out himself. And if not, it will be a good learning experience for him. But that hasn't stopped Josh's parents. Now I'm planning on being a little harsher and telling them, I'm not Josh's babysitter, and to leave me out of these concerns. Boyfriend's parents want me to make sure he does normal adult tasks. I feel it is not my job. Is there anything else I should do differently? So, am I the asshole?